And good morning to you, everybody. Time now for the Sheriff's Sit Down, presented by our great friends at our Community Credit Union, where holiday quick bucks are back, just like pumpkin spice and eggnog lattes. Check out our Community Credit Union for more information. Mason County Sheriff Casey Salisbury on the phone line. Also, Community Health Director Dave Windom. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we saw, and Thanksgiving has come and went. We've been reporting since March, really, on the numbers, and they continue to be increasing in aggregate across the state and the country. Dave, are you concerned about 2 weeks from now seeing the numbers after Thanksgiving, or what are you looking ahead to?
Well, yeah, I am and I'm not. So Mason County, luckily, it kind of lags behind everyone else as far as our case counts go. You know, we're like 2 weeks behind any increase. We're 2 weeks behind decreases. So that's just kind of how it rolls here. I'm just concerned that if we do have a bump from Thanksgiving, it's going to show up just about the time we start getting everyone together for Christmas, and then New Year's, and then even Super Bowl. It falls into a pattern where we could have something that's additive and spike our numbers up. I guess we'll see. It's a lot of this is behavior driven. So, in congregate living settings where people aren't wearing masks, that's where we get the most transmission. So, it'll be interesting to see what the holidays actually do.
I've been reading reports come out from the state and the feds about the possibilities of those vaccines when the pharmaceutical agencies get in front of the FDA. I think on the 10th of December for that emergency youth authorization, they could be distributing, if gotten that approval, perhaps the next day. Where's the state, our state, Washington, in the line for receiving the vaccines? And I know it's the first responders and those types that may get it first.
Right. So our state has a 4-phase plan for how they're going to roll out the vaccines. And of course, it makes sense. The emergency room folks, the intensive care unit folks are going to get the first batch. Folks in nursing homes are going to be able to, or the intent is to get it to them early on too. So, and then the second wave would be your public safety folks. Third wave would be more along the lines of school teachers and people that, in public facing jobs. And then the last phase would be, the general population. So that's kind of the state's plan. We're already looking at Mason County, trying to determine if we're going to actually see an allocation that comes to Mason County. And then if we don't get an allocation to Mason County, how do we get our critical folks, like our emergency room folks, ICU folks, to someplace to get that vaccine? So we're coordinating with the hospital right now to try to ask those questions to the right places.
There's a lot of conversations out there about folks and whether or not they would take one of these vaccines when it comes out. Most of the folks, from my perspective, I see making these statements aren't necessarily in the day-to-day briefings, the day-to-day talks with doctors and health providers and health folks. What can you say about the vaccine, taking the vaccine, and a lot of folks will say, well, if Dr. Fauci gets on tape and he gets the vaccine, then that make me a little more open to it.
Well, yeah, that is a great question, because we have people in the state who are very much of a mindset that they're not real thrilled with vaccines to begin with.
Yeah.
And we've seen that the last couple of legislative sessions. And then there's some legitimate concerns about, this is brand new vaccines, and people are worried it has not been through, a long trial period. And we certainly can see those concerns. What we're finding from the reports coming out of Pfizer so far is that they're 90% effective, and we're just going to kind of roll with that. I don't think I've seen the numbers on the Moderna product yet, but a lot of this stuff is coming out in Europe at the same time. So, or if not a little bit before us.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But people have, genuine concerns about vaccine safety is the biggest one I've heard.
Yeah.
This is brand new. What are the side effects? And some of the early feedback that we've gotten from the CDC is this vaccine will, you're not going to feel really spiffy the day after you get the vaccine, much in the same way with like a flu vaccine. So.
Sheriff, as we move into December, what are some things that the sheriff's office is looking ahead to or recommending that folks keep their eyes on, public safety-wise, helping out your neighbor-wise, anything like that?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that, and it seems as though over the weekend, I mean, these are very early reports from what I heard this morning, that our traffic volumes were actually down over the weekend. Wasn't too bad, which I hope that's a good indicator of everything else to come for the after Thanksgiving circumstances. So if the traffic volumes are down, maybe that's saying that people stayed home a little more and we're a little more cautious of this. And I guess my advice is right now, and talk about Dr. Fauci, I listen to him all the time, is that we've got this stretch in here of Thanksgiving and Christmas, and not to let off on our concern, our safety concerns over the coronavirus and everything else until this vaccine gets out. And now's not the time to let up. Now's the time to stay the course. So I hope people individually are doing that. Again, we've talked about reaching out to people, just your neighbors by phone or something, just to check on them. And the other thing we start to go into this time of year is keeping your doors locked. If you're not there, not leaving your house wide open, checking your mailboxes, getting your stuff off your porch, because we'll start getting those calls as packages are being delivered, and then wondering what's happening to them. So, you need to plan ahead on that, make sure somebody's around, because for certainly every opportunity, there's an opportunist. And we have to be thinking about that as we move into gifts around the Christmas tree and things being delivered to your house.
Mason County Sheriff K.C. Salisbury, Public Health Director, Community Development Director Dave Windom on the call here during the Sheriff's Sit-Down, presented by Our Community Credit Union, where holiday quick bucks are back. So check out occu.com for more information about that. Thank you, guys. Be well, and we'll check in down the road.
Take care. Thanks.